Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Brownson says hi, just sat on the sofa there. It's now time for the long-awaited chat about the electric system in my van. It's not going to be a hugely detailed auto electrician style video. It's going to be me explaining my electrics to the best of my knowledge. What I have done is I've created like a map that shows you what's connected to where and things like that. I'll either put a link in the description below to where you can download it, or I'll pop it onto our Facebook page. Go along there, like the Facebook page, and you're more than happy for you to sort of right click and download that image and use it as you wish. There's lots of things to talk about, like how I use it and why I use it and why I installed it the way I did. And one of the things to talk about before we jump in the van is there are better systems out there. There are way better ways of doing it than this, but this suits me right now for the budget that I had to install it. At some point, I'll probably get one of those Victron systems, so then I can link in the solar panel and everything like that, you know, because that's kind of what everyone raves about. But for me, it's just a little bit too expensive at the moment, and I'd like to spend my money elsewhere. So second thing I want to talk about is what's really exciting is I'm getting to drive the van now. And I'm sure all you guys are exactly the same. All I'm doing is going to the shop to do our weekly shop. But I get really excited because I can get in the van and I can drive it. Exciting though. It's like road trip to Aldi. Not buying anything if I don't take my wallet. So excited to set off. I forgot to grab my wallet. Let me just make sure my card's in there. Yes. Right, I'm going to go a long way around because I'm right excited about driving my van. This is Ace. This is properly Ace. Boom shakalaka to the new style of rocker, yeah. One of the amazing things about having a van and a porta potty is that now I need a wee, and I'm not going to film that. Now I need a wee, and I need to go into the next shopping centre, and I don't need to use their facilities. I can use my own. So I'm going to turn the light off so people can't see me having a wee. Either that or I'll shut the curtains. But anyway, yeah, just thought I'd mention that because it's nice to be able to just go, I need a wee, but I'm going to use my own loo, so sorted. Nah. Anyway, so electrics. I have got a VW T6 camper van that I built myself, as some of the regular followers of the channel will know. Now, as I've explained, I'm no auto electrician, and I thought to myself, what's the easiest way of installing camper van electrics into my T6 van? The easiest way is to get hold of a company called Rayne Automotive. They provide you with everything that you would need, and I mean everything. You can do this separately and cheaply more cheaply. So basically I called Rayne Automotive. This video is not sponsored, by the way. I called Rayne Automotive. I said I want to buy this particular setup, and they sent me an email with the dimensions of this van and said, can you just draw on where you were planning on putting your things, and we can make the wiring loom that will fit perfectly for your needs. Now, the whole system, everything to set up electrics in your van came from Rayne Automotive on pretty much one wiring loom. So every single end of every single wire said where it needed to be connected. So for instance, now I'm probably going to confuse myself now, and I'll start with battery to control panel and electronics, and then I'll explain how the battery is then charged, if that makes sense. So from the battery, which Rayne Automotive provide. At the time it was a 90 amp hour battery because that's all I could afford, but you can get bigger batteries from them. So from the battery it went to a fuse box, which is earthed and everything like that, and the wire says on it to earth. You know, you really can't get it wrong, and it says to red, to negative, everything like that. And so that fuse box then had wires coming off that went to a switch panel. Now that is there. That's the switch panel, already wired up. Already wired up. That's brilliant, isn't it? That's exactly what you need when you're not really that comfortable wiring it all up separately yourself, because you don't really want to get electric shock or break anything. So this is the beauty of it. Now, those wires from the fuse panel, they're all fused up, ready to go, come to the switch panel. Now, if, say, for instance, you want a higher rated, so from the switch panel there, the first switch is the lights. So I think it's like a 10 amp fuse that's in there. There is one that's got a 15 amp fuse in it. The wire that comes off that says fridge, because I said to them I'm installing a fridge. So the wire that comes off that, it says fridge on it, goes to the switch panel, comes off that switch panel, that would then go to the fridge. I know I can switch it on and off. It's directly there. Do you know what I mean? So there's no, you can't get it wrong. Then there's another wire that comes off the switch panel to the water pump, and it says on it water pump. And then there's another wire that says to lights, and that says to lights. So it's pretty foolproof. That's basically how the whole system is wired in. If you just had a battery and you wanted to wire that battery up to some lights, a water pump and a fridge, done. And it's that easy. The hardest bit is getting those wires neatly packed behind your cupboards in I've got a little bit of trunk in that they all slide in and out of, that you can't see now. It's behind the panels. If that's what you wanted and you wanted to use it until the battery went flat, then brilliant. But obviously you need to charge your battery. So Rayne Automotive also provided me with an item called a C-Tech split charger. Now the C-Tech split charger takes a feed from your main battery to the C-Tech split charger. Again, it's all labelled up, and it says from red, from positive main battery to positive leisure battery, and then it goes to the C-Tech charger. Everything is, I do not know what I'm doing, and I did it. It's that simple. And then the split charger, when the engine's on, then charges the leisure battery. So it'll charge, first and foremost, it'll charge the engine battery, because that's the important one to get your van going. And then once that is fully charged, I think then it trickle charges, or it charges to a certain level, your leisure battery, which then keeps that all fully charged up. Now, what I have done is I've installed a solar panel on the roof, as you will have seen on my video that says I drilled a hole in my pop top installation video when I installed the solar panel. That then has a wire that goes directly to the C-Tech charger. Now the C-Tech charger, the C-Tech 250 SE I think it is, has a input for solar. So the red wire from solar goes all the way to the C-Tech split charger at the front, and then any solar panel power, any power from the sun basically that comes from the solar panel, goes to the split charger, and then it's got an MPPT controller inside that split charger, which will then make sure your battery gets charged sufficiently and not dangerously. I wouldn't say to anybody to get a solar panel and then just put a wire directly to your battery. You need some sort of controller in the middle, just so then it stops it from overcharging your battery, if that makes sense. Now, I hope you're still with me. I hope you're still with me, because I'm losing myself. Now, so there are now two ways of charging up that leisure battery. One with the engine on, and one with the solar panel. Brilliant. With the solar panel, I've split that wire. You can get solar panel splitters, and I've split that so then it goes to the Bowden's generator. That's this here. So just turn this up a bit higher. So that's the Bowden's generator. There is a video on my channel that shows, it's got a review on this basically. So my solar panel comes all the way down, splits, and then gets plugged into there. There's a wire that's just dangling down here. This one here. There we go. So that, when solar's working, it's not working at the moment because there's no sun, plugs into the input there, and it charges this and keeps this charged. Now, So that's very bright. You're saying to yourself, why would you charge up a Bowden's power generator? Oh, sugar. Why would you charge up a Bowden's power generator when you've got the engine and you've got solar? That's because when the sun goes out and someone switches it off, I've got another backup battery here. Again, this is just my setup. This is not the perfect setup by any means. There are other ways of doing it. I've got my backup battery here that I can then plug the battery charger into. Now, I'm coming to that in a second. Now, the battery charger is linked directly to the leisure battery. So when I'm plugged in on electric hookup at campsites or at home, I can plug this battery charger in and it will keep my leisure battery topped up. So I've got the engine running that will charge up my leisure battery. I've got solar that will charge up my battery. And I've also got a spare battery generator that is electric generator that can then be used to top up the battery if I'm off grid and there's no solar. So like at night time, my leisure battery is running stupidly low or dangerously low because I've forgotten and I've left some things on or whatever. I can just plug it in and top up the leisure battery to stop it from getting damaged. So now you're thinking, well, you've just mentioned electric hookup. Is that included in the Rayne Automotive gear? Yes, it is. So you get, let me just move this. It's all quite hidden down here. So you get this, which is electric consumer unit. So this is basically like a one of those switch panels that you get at home. You know, the fuse boxes that you get at home. It's just a really small one. There are 2 fuses in here. There's the main on and off switch and then 2 fuses. So this means basically when I'm on electric hookup, all these plug sockets work and like they would at home. They basically work like they would at home. Again, I keep turning that light up and it's super bright. Sorry about that. So what that means is that now I've got a wire that goes from the bonnet, under the bonnet, all the way to that consumer unit. So then when I plug in either on a campsite or at home, it turns on that consumer unit. So that consumer unit then becomes on, and then so does the plug sockets, 240 volt plug sockets. That means I can use normal appliances, normal 240 appliances. It also switches on this plug. There's a plug socket here, which basically is for the battery charger. This is the battery charger. Now it's plugged in now because I'm on electric hookup at home. So that is plugged into there, which means that the battery is now charging. This is the Rayne Automotive battery charger. Yeah? So, when, I hope you're still with me, I really do. So, when I'm not on electric hookup, I can't plug my battery charger into the electric hookup charge because there's no power to it. But I can plug it in directly to this, into there, into the Bowden's generator. You can get bigger generators that have more power in them. I think the Power Oak one, Power Oak, if you're watching, it would be nice to be sent one of those for free so I can test that out on the channel. Thank you very much. Whatevs. You can get bigger ones that have got more capacity that would last longer. Some people I know actually just use a Power Oak and don't have a leisure battery because it's like lithium ion, it lasts longer, blah blah blah, and you can drain it down to 0. Perfect. Now, what that means when we're on electric hookup is that we can then have the electric fan heater on, should we want, rather than using my diesel in my diesel heater. And it also means that that we can use all the normal appliances like, you know, hair dryers, straighteners, as long as you're not exceeding the campsite's level of wattage. So I think, like, you know, 2 kilowatts sometimes is like the top end. And if you use any more than that, then they start cutting out on the main plug socket on the campsite. So, long story short, solar powers the generator. Solar goes to the CTEC split charger, which is an MPP controller in it, which also charges the leisure battery. There is the main battery that charges the leisure battery via split charger, the CTEC 250 SE, and then also the Bowden's generator that I can top up the leisure battery should I need to. I cannot recommend Rayne Automotive higher. They send all of this stuff, every single piece of it. They even do the lights if you want, but I obviously had those installed by the guys who installed the pop top, and they just left the wire dangling down. I asked them to. They left a wire dangling down with the, I knew that that was for lights, so I knew that I could then attach that wire onto my switch panel that says lights, which is fused. It's all fused via the fuse panel that they give you. And like I say, I can't reiterate anymore, every single wire tells you where to put it. So it'll say to fuse box, or to switch panel, or to plus on battery, or to chassis. Chassis is like your negative, it's like your earth. Or the negative side of the battery, or to consumer unit. It's really, really that simple. The hardest bit is figuring out where to put it, you know, and like I said, wiring it all in and things like that. Is there an easier way of doing this? Yes, absolutely. You know, there are systems that you can buy that just literally are just plug and play, but they are expensive because you pay for convenience. Now, it's really hard to discuss because there's a lot of people out there that have got lots of different systems, and a lot of people out there that will have better ways of doing this. I know there is, and I'm fully aware that you know, there's a lot of stuff out there that could have made this setup easier. It just works for me right now in the way I want it to work. It's completely safe. It's been checked over by an auto electrician, and it works for us. Am I going to update it and upgrade it over time? Yes, of course I am, because you never stop tinkering with your van, ever. Anyway, it's been ace chatting with you again. I'm losing my voice because I've done so many different videos today to keep the channel updated and whatnot. Take care, speak soon, see you again. Bye.